So like when I make a highlight reel, because maybe that's something that I can actually do for you, since you literally did everything else. Is this all church equipment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
This is all church equipment. I got a remote in my pocket. It's not that I'm happy to see you. Well, I am happy to see you. Also, anyways.
I'm glad. I'm very glad. After all of this troubleshooting, you're still happy to see me. I've just been sitting on this couch this whole time while you've been running cables for, let me count it, an hour.
That's nothing. That's nothing. It reminds me of like I used to do the Wednesday like music video stuff.
I don't know what that is.
You know, read my mind. No, where every Wednesday night I would make a music video for a song of mine and I'd post it on Facebook.
Cry with me.
Yes, the whole process of setting everything up would probably take 2 or 3 times that.
Than what we just experienced?
Yes.
And thank God nobody's ever going to have to watch?
Yeah.
Okay. For like a 3-minute song.
Yes.
So we have to do this for at least like a minute and a half and then we'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it'll be worth the work. I've never done any sort of streaming before. I've watched it a couple times. I typically watch like live gaming, which is fun for
On
about
Twitch?
6 minutes.
Twitch,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, correct.
We could stream to Twitch. I don't know if that's...
I don't think I feel like nobody's gonna watch this, so it doesn't really matter where we stream it to.
True.
It's just gonna be out there.
There'll be at least 2 views. Us.
Yeah. Just
With some ideation.
all right, you took. See, I took notes last night. We met about this last night. I took some great notes. It was mostly.
Did you look at it today?
I did. It was mostly total bullshit.
I believe it because there's one time when you were just writing down like the punchline to something and I was like,
Sex farm.
sex, yes.
That was one of them.
It's like, there's no way that we're going to remember the lead up to this if you just write that.
Lots of good band names on that sheet.
I bet. Okay, what we got here?
Memory. I remember we were going to talk about memory a bit.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a really good memory. You have all these games that you play to like remember names. Well, actually, that's names are. We know names are fake. Name nihilism. That was also on the sheet.
That was on the sheet. The shit sheet.
When did you wake up today? I woke up at like 3.
Well, I woke up at
Oh man.
10. Yeah, I woke up before my alarm. It was like 10 or so. And I woke up to my boss texting me saying like, hey, I'm trying to reschedule this meeting that was today. And then the next text was, the meeting's at 1 p.m. on Thursday now. And I was like, okay. And then he said that he wasn't going to come in and that I should also not come in.
Let's forget about that story. It was a great story about how you didn't go into work.
It was not a good story.
I just realized, you know what Amazon is for? Amazon, like Prime Now, et cetera, et cetera. It's
for me.
Exactly. It's for people who are too rich to shop.
Oh, so it's not for me.
No, you're too, like, the time it takes to shop is too much money.
Oh, I see.
Does that make sense? This is stupid. This is as stupid as that other story.
Well, it's just convenience, you know? Like today I actually did order some stuff from Amazon. I ordered some guitar polish.
Are we going to do some unboxing for the next video? Here's some polish. You're going to polish guitars on the next one? I can sand my bike frame.
Oh my gosh.
And you can polish your guitar.
It'll be... We'd still get 2 viewers.
It's amazing how our chemistry is diluted by 100%.
I know, right?
I can't tell if it's because I'm exhausted.
Or if we're holding a mic.
You know, you'd think that would make it easier because holding something in your hand really gives you a sense of purpose.
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot of purpose. I think what we're missing is our whiteboard.
Did you ever have any like young, dumb ideas about how the world was going to shake up like post-recession? Like I definitely thought money was going to be gone by now, which in hindsight is a little much.
Like
Well, a little optimistic.
like the United States' money would
Just
be all
money
gone?
I thought we were literally going to be in Star Trek by now. Streaming, it appeals to me, and I feel like streaming has the capacity to provide that sense of like being lost in a city that the internet no longer carries by itself. That's why I'm attracted to doing this.
Yeah, I mean, and the market is so flooded nowadays, so it's just like,
What does that mean?
well,
The market?
the market, just like all the data that's on the internet, it's so flooded that it's, I mean, just in every aspect, really.
I would say it's captured. No, keep going.
One
Sorry.
of the things that I thought of was, like, for example, music. Now we're at a time when you don't have to go to a professional studio anymore. You can record at home. Everyone and anyone can have a home recording studio, right? You know.
Wrong.
No,
you need content first.
You do need content for sure.
Like
but
look at us. How much content we've been recording for 15 minutes, and I know when I make a highlight reel, we will have, oh, see, how did that work for you?
it worked
What the
well.
fuck? Okay, there's just something about vaping, dude. It just doesn't quite. First of all, I feel like this battery is going to explode. We can't just wander into other people's apartments and be a fly on the wall because we're not the NSA. So we have to opt into it ourselves and put it out there. And I feel like that's what this is.
Yeah, it's a glimpse into life, you know? And I think one of the things that we were talking about last night, too, was kind of like soapbox work. Or soapbox. Oh, there you go. Most oftentimes people are egotistical and so into themselves that they don't give the person the opportunity to have the soapbox moment. I feel like both of us are those kind of people where we are interested in people and we're interested in people's stories. You can stop me if I'm wrong.
When was the last time that someone came up to you and you didn't know them and they just started talking of at you? Yeah, when was the last? Because that happens pretty often.
That happens all the time. I actually looked up the word for that. It was chunter, like someone that talks incessantly about something that you're disinterested in is a chunter.
Oh, but they're not a chunter objectively. They're just a chunter to you.
Right. They're
interesting.
chuntering on, if you will. I always had this kind of perspective of people who smoke, just like, why do you smoke? Like, what's the purpose? What are you accomplishing there? It's giving yourself a little bit of break from.
It's an antipsychotic. Nicotine is an antipsychotic. That's why I always start. I'm like, this world is insane. So you're smoking because you feel like you're schizophrenic because living in a city feels that way.
When I was smoking a cigarette, or when I would smoke a cigarette, it was kind of like analyzing where I'm at right now. And it just felt so funny because it was like mentally healthy, but physically not, right?
I feel like a lot of people don't think about it. I feel like I don't think about most of what I do in the day. I'm just sort of it passively happens. I feel like that could easily happen with anything. And if it happened with smoking, I would probably just.
Do you think vices are just excuses to not do the things that you want to?
No. I think vices feel better than the things that's why they are what you want to do, because they feel great.
Because I realized one time, and I think it was outside of ping pong nights, Wednesdays coming at you. So there was one ping pong night where I was like drinking a beer, was outside, passing around a joint, and also smoking a cigarette.
Sure.
And I was like, I am juggling vices right now. Like, what am I doing?
So I guess my question is not how can you juggle smoking two different types of plants? Why do you feel the need to categorize those? Was that it? Let's see. Let's look on the live stream. Was that 30 minutes? I think it was probably 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah. We went blue.
That's our hard limit. Okay, so blue, it's the warmest color. Act 1, done. How was that?
Put a fork in that.
I think Pitchfork gives that a 12 out of 100.
Wow, that's generous.
It wasn't music, and they didn't even talk about music, but we decided to rate it anyway. 12 out of 100.
Thanks, guys. Really putting us in our place.
Had a great ping pong night. Fuck, man, you were so good at that.
Dude, I am a pro at vaping out of the Magic Flight box.
And yeah, so you disconnected the battery. Wow. Wow. No, it's cool. We're good. I'll tell you what, though. Round 2 is going to happen. I think 3 rounds. This is sort of a cool limiter. Like,
Yeah.
it's a cool time cycle.
Like last night I was saying I enjoy boundaries. I enjoy kind of like bookends, rather.
I love how that's where you went first, though.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, I love parameters, you know? Because if I were to say or ask, hey, just being too general, just wide open question, you know? For me, my brain doesn't compute that way. Just like I need refinement. I need a category so that I can spawn an idea off of that.
Oh, I feel so stupid right now.
Don't.
I think it's a common understanding, though, that to be freely, I mean, maybe some people can be freely creative and just act without any sort of reflection, and they make good things that are worth, you know, their time. I see it. So I'm already making assumptions like people are making things for other people and not themselves, which when I think about my own work, I'm just doing something because I need to. I'm not necessarily thinking about other people. The thinking about other people happens second. And that's like a creative constriction.
All I'm saying.
Eric's not very good at listening.
All I'm saying is that what works best for me is to have some sort of bookends or guidelines in ideation so that it's like it's more of a focused ideation.
I agree, and I feel like those bookends provide pressure.
The name of this episode is called Bookends. Yeah.
We're neighbors, by the way.
Hey, second floor.
Get to know your neighbors.
Yeah.
It's a
so
trip.
that
It's a
you
trip.
could do this or something like this.
When was the last time you peed yourself?
I sometimes what
like,
happens
like more than a little squirt.
Okay.
I mean like a stream.
Okay. The last time I peed myself was probably when I was 12 or 13, coming home from a Mariners game on the bus, and I was with my mom, and it was extremely packed. And
So we're talking Metro bus.
oh yeah. And you know, I couldn't hold it anymore, and I just let those gates loose.
All the gates?
All of them.
Oh no.
Yeah. And the funny thing about me peeing myself,
Nobody saw it because it was so packed.
yeah, that's one of the best parts. But the funny thing about peeing myself is that, you know, my finger cut off story, that happened when I was 3.5 years old.
Let's later, but yes.
You don't, but you do. When I was 3.5 years old, that's when it happened, right? I realized it was such a traumatic thing that happened to me. I continued to wet the bed till I was 10.
Because of the finger thing?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I was fully potty trained when I was...
So would you just be dreaming about losing your finger?
Yeah, and then I'd do
And
what you would do.
Piss
and
yourself.
pee. Yeah,
Yeah.
just piss myself.
Wouldn't it be funny if you were like trying to chase your finger into its new world and you lost control of your own body in doing so in this world?
Yeah.
So there's like,
Just release.
there's this woman I know from film work. She lost the tip of her finger. It was basically pinched off from two corners meeting really fast. Yeah. Yeah,
Those are some sharp edges.
Yeah, you should have seen the X-rays. Maybe I can put that on the blue screen. It'd be like totally out of context.
Yeah.
Just finger amputation pictures.
Yeah, you'll know what it means later.
Let's see if you can handle it.
You know, we got to do the clickbaiting or whatever it's called. You know.
Clickbaiting. Can we just pretend it's over?
Yeah.
Can we just make content and be like, we'll never have to think about that?
Yeah.
That'd be so beautiful.
Hey, viewers, you will never have to think about being clickbaited.
We're talking to ourselves. Viewers are ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. But are those like boxing shoes, by the way?
No.
They're really cool.
So these are shoes that I wear when it snows because they're the only shoes that I have that are above my ankle.
Are you kidding me? You're not. I know you're not lying. I'm just surprised.
I think that's a true statement. And they're called. I believe the brand is Sneaky Steve Rodeo, and I remember seeing them initially, and I was like, "Wow, those are cool." I didn't get them, and then I see them in a thrift store maybe years later, and I'm like, "Damn!" And they're my size.
I think I know what's happening.
What?
There are multiple yous in the world, and you're looking out for each other.
Oh, thank you, me. Oliver's.
That's why you only need 2 viewers.
That's right. We're our best viewers.
We are.
Yeah. So those are my shoes. That's my shoe story. When things get too verbose or long-winded, I'm like, you're just stroking your ego there, writer. And
They're not necessarily being a good editor.
Yeah, and like for me, what I enjoy is when things are being able to be like when they're able to be understood without those complexities, those added complexities and word choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
So you're just saying that you have like preferences for how long you're willing to wait for it to relate to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe utilizing the least amount of words. Just so it's efficient. Like,
okay, but think about what we're doing right now, Oliver.
I know.
It's like a paradox.
It really is. No, it really is. It's funny, but it reminds me of maybe this stemmed from this, but it reminds me of growing up. My mom, she would come home and she would be like, "I have the funniest work story to tell you," and she would proceed to tell us this work story, and it was so long-winded and telling about all these details that just really didn't need to be told because it's for a punchline that's not even funny. I mean, the other thing is going back to the chunter kind of a thing, where if I'm talking to someone, telling someone a story, and I see that they're disinterested, I should be able to read that and be like, okay, wait, maybe I should. Yeah, when I was 18, 19-ish, I kind of took a back step, and I just took it upon myself to just kind of not talk as much and listen more.
Was this also the apex of your emo stage?
No, 16 was that. This was pre-Christian Oliver, but, post-high school Oliver. So
normally it's the other way around.
Right?
How did that happen?
It's always about a girl. It's always about a girl.
I didn't know Jesus was a woman.
Oh,
damn!
I believe that.
Biggest secret.
You see that long hair, But yeah, when I was 19, I took a back burner on communication, and I just really watched people communicate, and I noticed that kind of ping-pongish back and forth, and it's kind of disparaging because I would hope that humans would inquire more about each other, because to me, what the inquiry means is that they're interested and that they're listening. As with any grief too, the more we talk about it, the more that weight is lifted off our chest, assuming that we're talking to people that show inquisition, show compassion, show love, and not are just steamrolling over us. I actually had this thought this week. The thought was that whenever someone is going through grief, let's say someone's dog passed away, one of the comments, if not more than one of the comments, would be, "Oh, well, my dog passed away recently too." And it's like, that's never how grief should be. Grief is not a matching process. Grief should be more consoling one another, not comparing one another's grief. because it's also minimizing their grief. So yeah, don't do that.
Okay, so this is Act 3.
Act 3. Can we make up a secret word or like a look?
Okay, I didn't need to. See, now you're too far away. I just realized that. You're like too small. Because I could never maintain a conversation with you at this distance. It would all be body movements at this distance. Yeah. We're at the club right now.
Hell yeah, bottle full of bub.
Like, did you see? I can't see myself in that monitor, but I know that I'm just like.
It's just me.
I'm just like spread out like a goddamn clam.
As long as it's not hurting nobody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you have something specific?
No, I did, and okay. I should have taken note of it.
When was the last time you peed yourself, by the way?
I think I was about the same age.
Really?
Yeah, I think I was about 12. I remember it happening and being like, wow, I shouldn't have just peed myself. Like, I am too old for this. And I remember the thing that bugged me the most about it is I peed myself and I, like a toddler, told my mom.
You told on your penis to your mom?
And then she, of course, going into mom mode, starts cleaning up my urine. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I was in the bathroom. This is the thing that really blows my mind. I got to the bathroom, but I didn't get to the toilet. And I just froze and just like went. And then I watch her cleaning it up and I'm just like, feel like the biggest sack of garbage.
Yeah, you're like, I could have made the 3 extra steps to the...
Yeah, there's certainly enough flow to like get some of it in there.
You could just aim the arc a little bit higher to get it in the toilet, assuming that the lid was up. I don't... True talk. I think her brain is fried. And I've told this to her, so it's not...
Fried how?
For example, she has asked me probably 4 or 5 times if I'm married. And always she looks at this hand. And this is obviously not the wedded hand. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And it's the wrong hand. This would be the hand that I would wear a wedding band on.
4 or 5 times.
She's asked me that 4 or 5 times.
Was she drunk every time, though? Because maybe she just blacks out real early and none of us have never noticed.
It's possible. I don't think there was drinking, but maybe marijuana-ing.
Pass it. Yes. And you've told her this?
Yeah. Okay. And
how did she take that? That seems like a pretty...
I don't think I put it as bluntly stated as that. Like, your brain is fried.
Remember what you were saying about people? Okay, yeah, keep going.
I have told you that, and it's like there's a slight element of frustration because I've told them this before. And if we backtrack in this recording, we will know that I like efficient communication. So if I'm backtracking or having to say the same thing multiple times that I know that I already have, then I get a little frustrated.
It sort of reminds me of what we were talking about with name nihilism and about how having your name remembered, I think names are sort of fake, but they're not. And if you forget someone's name a bunch of times, what does that say about you? Are you like, they probably think that I'm stupid, right? Because they've had to say it like 6 times. What happens next?
What? This list on my phone that is called quote books, or is a quote book rather. So,
oh fuck. Okay, hit me. Quote books.
When I hear a quote that I think is interesting or funny, then I put it in this. This actually isn't a quote. It's just a random thought that I had, but it's in my quote book for whatever reason.
Ollie's quote.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta quote yourself. What do you call a meter maid that takes photos of illegally parked cars? Paparazzi.
Okay, that has to be a story because the Razzi part, it has to be a diva who's being photographed, and
Oh,
cars aren't
yeah.
necessarily divas.
That's true.
But it could be that you just need more time to develop that.
Yeah, it's not like a one-liner joke.
I mean,
feel that.
it's a good pun though. It's obviously a good pun. It just, you need more structure to support it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. See, this is why taking notes is so important.
It really is.
Oh my God.
It's probably the most important thing that I do. You ever get into voice to text mode?
Voice to text. Oh no! Keep going with your quote book. Keep going with your quote book. My bad.
This is another one from me. So this makes me seem like I only write quotes that are from myself, but I really like this one.
I like how they're calling them quotes still, even though they're just notes. Okay.
Well, this one is a quote. It was at work. We were having to unscrew some panels from the wall. I was looking for a standard blade screwdriver. And so I asked my boss, "Hey, do you have a standard blade screwdriver over there?" And he said, "All I see is Philip." And I said, "I wish we'd see more Hoffman."
R.I.P.
R.I.P. indeed.
Was that an actual exchange?
Yeah.
Oh.
It happened right there, then and there. It's just such a.
Sorry, that's a slow rolling one.
It's such a tasty little
Yeah.
thing. I just like it. Well, I will tell you, my very first entry in here is actually one of my favorites. It's from a coworker. His name is Tristan. So we were talking about action figures, and he mainly was the one talking about it because I had no contribution to it. I was just trying to find out about this guy and know about his interests. And this is what he said verbatim. "I love fucking vintage toys." It's just a terribly misplaced fuck, you know? And it's one of those times, too, when they said it, and I said, "Stop right there. Say what you just said again." And then they
Say
said
it a few more times.
and then they realized it.
Yeah.
It's just like, I feel like it's been lopsided.
How so?
I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Sure. Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's true. I didn't come very prepared, Ollie. I've got some book notes. I'm gonna do one more book note.
Here we go.
Why not?
You should just be the editor of it
Yeah.
and just kind of consolidate it.
Well, I mean, as the other viewer here,
50% of the viewership
I really have an obligation
true.
to be kind, to not waste your time, which is why the highlight reel is going to be sick. It's going to be 2 minutes, I think, now.
We've got to the 2-minute mark.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
These are just going to be, you know what's funny? The first supercut of this is literally probably just going to be notes that we're making to each other about how to make it better.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the content.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting show though, right?
Yeah. I like that.
And like the creative process behind like making those decisions.
I
think
wish you
that's
had
cool.
that piece of paper from last night.
Do you want to burn it? I want to burn it. I love
You want
burning.
to burn it?
Of course I do. I love fire.
I love fire too, but
Well, why do you want it? Do you just want to read off of it?
I just wanted to see some of the things that we inscribed to remember. You know?
I could get it. Do you want it that bad? That I'm gonna get up and you're gonna be like, see, yeah, no. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get it, and then I'd probably strip naked.
To be honest.
For like, it doesn't take long.
Oh, there it is. Oh man, good thing you didn't get up. Well,
that's it for Act 3. We should let it be a 3-act thing.
I like the rules of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need over the shoulder shots.
That would be so weird.
Well, it would be ideally there would be a camera over both of our shoulders and then one shot where it is both of us in it.
Oh, the wide, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking high production value, my friend.
Well, we got the video switcher right there, and it works with my laptop.
Yeah, okay, let's call it, I think. And any more conversation that we have about this isn't going to be on air.
Yeah, it's off the record.
Yep, okay.